Joe Burrows is obviously one of the most talented quarterbacks currently in the NFL, but that talent is getting wasted in Cincinnati. Today, I'm trying to save Joe Burrows' career, and we have 5 years to rebuild the Cincinnati Bengals team and try to get him a Super Bowl. I'll run this video off with the current roster that the Cincinnati Bengals have, so everything that they did this past all season is already on the roster, and I actually really love what they did, especially on the defensive side. They brought in Jonathan Allen, Dexter Lawrence, Boye Mafe. The defense is a lot better compared to last season. The only thing is, still needed to build up the offensive line a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and sim this first season with our 84 overall team, 85 offense, 83 defense. We should at least make it to the playoffs in our first year. We do with the record 11-6. Joe Burrow had a fantastic season, was first in the NFL in passing yards with almost 5,000. 36 passing touchdowns and 6 interceptions. As our running back one, Chase Brown did not have a great season whatsoever. Didn't even make it to a 700 yards. Jamar Chase obviously had 1,000 yards, and so did this Andre, I don't even know how to say his last name, and T. Higgins, 789. To be honest with you guys, I think he's going to be a trade target for this next season. Going against the Chargers in the first round. Let's see if we win this game, and we do not. Losing 34-37. So it's time to get into the fun part now where we're actually going to be able to rebuild this roster. Looks like the top center free agency wants to come here at 86 overall, so we're going to try to sign him and try to also resign this 75 overall left tackle. They do both end up coming here, so that should boost up the offensive line a lot. I don't think a lot of you guys are going to like this, but the next thing I want to do is go ahead and trade T. Higgins away. I mean, our Jamar Chase is obviously our wide receiver one. I don't think T. Higgins is going to help out our team a lot. Picking up Trayvon Henderson here would be so good, but I don't know if they're going to do it or not because he's young and already at 88 overall in his second season. Oh, it just barely doesn't go through. Add a day 3 pick and it should go through, and yes, it does. We get our new running back one. We also have a decent defensive tackle in Chris Jenkins. He is at 80 overall, but he's a backup right now. Our defensive lineman is solid, so he's probably not going to get any starting time. I'm going to trade into the Buffalo Bills for wide receiver Josh Palmer. It does go through in the first try, so now we got a new wide receiver too. I think I'm okay with just those couple of trades. So let's go ahead into the NFL draft. There's no really holes on our roster I feel like we need to fill. We could use another wide receiver too because Joshua Palmer's only on a 1-year contract. Also use a lot of offensive lineman help too though, but I think I'm going to go ahead and draft it. Trey Bubble, I don't know how to say that last name, but he looks like a very boomer bust player because all of his key ratings are either an A or a C, but we're going to go ahead and draft him and hopefully he works out. They gave us an A+ pick. Hopefully that's the right pick and sets us up tremendously for the future. Second round, we'll go ahead and take this linebacker and Jack. Again, not going to try to say that last name. It's a B+ pick. I'm very sold about that. You know what? I cooked on the first 2 rounds, so let's go ahead and sim the rest of it. Just see what they end up giving us. I would say this is a very successful draft. Our first round pick is already starting at a 78. 72 overall, and then I said I need a wide receiver, and we got one in the 3rd round, and he's starting at a 75, so honestly, he'll probably be our starting wide receiver going into next season. Here's our roster heading into the second season. The offensive side of the ball looks amazing. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I know we have a couple of young guys starting, but overall, it's really good. We have an 86 overall team, 88 offense, 85 defense. I know we're only entering the second season, but that is a really good team. Let's end the regular season and see if we make it in. We do go 11-6, but somehow still don't make it in the playoffs with that. How do we win 11 games on the season and still didn't make it in? I have to look at these standings. It says we went 7-10 right here. Didn't it literally just say on the other screen that we went 11-6? Yeah, it actually does say that. Wait, Madden, what is going on right now? Maybe trading T. Higgins away wasn't the best thing to do, but Joe Burrow still had a fantastic season. Over 5,000 yards, 47 touchdowns, to only 7 interceptions. I told you guys his talent was being wasted. Trayvon Henderson didn't have a great season after we traded for him. Jamar Chase, our rookie, and the new player that we just signed all made it over 1,000 yards. So our wide receiver core is set up for the future. We just need to fix the rest of our team, I guess. Next up is to re-sign some free agents. And we have a 26 players that can leave this team. It looks like we're going to lose a lot of great players. Here's the roster we're working with here. Cook is a 89 overall heading into the second season. Offensive line needs a lot of help, including the tight end. On the defensive side, they're definitely worse, but I still think they can hold it down. Mark Jackson is set to hit free agency here. Oh my goodness, obviously we're not taking him because we don't need a quarterback, but Jesus, nobody really wants to come here, to be honest. Christian Wilkins does, 83 overall. We could low-key use him. Let's scroll down to the centers and see what we got. Yeah, nobody really wants to come here, but at the same time, we have a 62 overall starter right here right now, so honestly, we can just sign a 72 overall and we'd be done with it. Also need a right tackle. Again, nobody wants to come over here except for a 75 overall. They did all end up coming to Cincinnati, so another successful free agent. Last thing we need to do before we get into the third season is the NFL draft. At pick number 13, it might be a little bit of a reach, but center Cam Randolph, I don't know why, but I just really like his traits, and they give us a B-, not the best. I don't really think it's any players here in the second round that's going to really change our organization around, so we might trade our second round pick to the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, we get a second rounder for next year, and then the next year as well. That first round pick was a reach I probably shouldn't have taken. Honestly, we didn't have a great draft. This is our roster heading into year 3, and our offensive line is still like in the shrubs right now, but I really don't know what to do. I'm trying to draft players to actually fill those positions, but they're just not working out. Still, we got Joe Burrow, Trey Henderson, Jamar Chase, and that other wide receiver we drafted, so they can still do good. And the defensive side of the ball looks pretty much the same every single year. Not great, but not bad neither. We'll just go ahead and send to the playoffs and hope and pray for the best. We went 10-7 and did make it to the playoffs, so a little surprised by, but obviously that's what we want. Joe Burrow had another great season, over 5,000 yards, 48 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Henderson didn't even have 600 yards. What? Why did we trade for you, dude? Jamar Chase almost had a 2,000 yard season. Yeah, this duo is going off. I'm so glad I didn't try to trade him. And then Cook had 1,000 yards. Let's go ahead and hop into this first round game against the Tennessee Titans. We hop in this game in the second quarter, and we are already down 14-0 against the Titans. Really? We are just outside the red zone, so maybe, hopefully, we'll get a score here. Oh my goodness, everybody was locked down. It's 4th and 10, but honestly, at this point, desperate times calls for desperate measures. We're gonna go for this. Still can't believe we're freaking losing to the Tennessee Titans out of all teams. Jamar Chase is open, but can get to the first down? No, he can't. Tennessee Titans get the ball and go down and score again. All right, we have to score at least 8 points here before the halftime. We'll scramble out to the left a little bit here. Can somebody get... Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably game. I'd quit. We do get blown out by the Titans. So 34-14. I guess on to year 4 then, I guess. With only 2 years left in this rebuild, I think it's time to stop holding back and just spend all of our money free agency, bringing up some big-time players into this organization. Right edge Brian Burns at a 90 overall really wants to come here. Gonna try to give him at least a 1-year deal. Obviously, like every offseason, we need to bring in some offensive line help. So I signed a new right guard, a new right tackle, and a new left tackle as well. You know what? Brian Young wants to come here at an 85 overall, so why not try to get him a contract too? They do all end up coming here, so that's a perfect offseason in my book. Before we start this 4th season, I do want to make a couple more trades because we really do need a running back and maybe a little bit more of offensive line help. And since I signed some new edge players, we really don't need Shamar Stewart, and he is pretty young, so we actually might get a lot for him. We traded him away to our division rival, the Baltimore Ravens, for another running back and another night linebacker. Not amazing players, but they should help us out. In our 4th season, this is the offense. The only hole we need to fill is the right tackle, and then here is our defense is looking very good. 87 overall team, 88 offense, 87 defense. This any year that I really want to make a Super Bowl run is this one, because we've made a lot of money for this team. And we went 5-12 this season. I'm at a loss for words. I really don't know what to say. Like, Madden doesn't make any sense. I swear I hope Madden 27 is so much better at these rebuild situations, because there's no way we have an 87 overall team and at least not even having a winning record. Burrow once again had a great season, over 4,000 passing yards. Once again, I don't even know why we're trying to get a running back, because our top one had 385 yards. Jamar Chase had a great season. What's new? We're gonna have one more season in this rebuild video, so we gotta lock in it now. Now, the good thing is we have $212 million to spend, but the bad thing is a lot, and I mean a lot of players we're going to have to play. I mean, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Kelvin Collins, that's at a 90 overall. There's no way in heck we're going to be able to re-sign all of these guys. Don't worry, I did make sure to keep our main duo in Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Honestly, even with all the players that we lost, our team doesn't look bad. Here's our offense, and then here's our defense, except for our strong safety and free safety. We definitely need to fix it there. Problem is, in this 5th season, nobody wants to come here because we didn't even have a winning record. But we still got some really good players. 2 defensive tackles at 85 and 83 overall. Like I said, we needed some safety. So I got strong safety Buda Baker at 80 overall and a Jordan Howden at a 79. And then obviously we got a left tackle because you can always use offensive linemen, like we've learned a lot during this video. This is our roster hanging to our final year to try to win a Super Bowl. The defensive side of the ball isn't bad neither, except for defensive tackle and the will linebacker. I have an 89 overall team, a 91 offense, 87 defense. Please, Matt, I'm begging you, get me at least into the playoffs. Had a bad season once again, going 8-9, not even making it to the playoffs. We literally didn't win a single playoff game in this entire video. I'm sorry, Joe Burrow, but I could not save your career. But he did have some really good seasons in this video. He had another one this season, almost 6,000 yards. 40 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. If his career works out like this and he doesn't win a Super Bowl, that is just devastating. Sorry this video was a fail and we didn't play a lot of games, but I was expecting to make a Super Bowl run at least one time in this video. But thanks for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll check you guys out next time. Peace.